Shalom, call hello, Yahweh Shemel Shabbat Shemakadash. Double honors to the elder apostles and elder bishops of GMS, including the elders again for them that taught us the truth. And shalom, salutations to all the brothers out pushing the word of truth and sincerity. Hopeful elect tabernacle of David. I'm the brother Yahshua. I'm back with the World War III daily update. And shalom, salutations to you. This is actually going on as we speak. Don't speak news. Apparently it's been over 13 minutes. EU chief calls Nord Stream attack sabotage, vows strong response as new pipeline opens in Norway. So where's this thing going? Let's get quickly. Revelation 11 and 14. What's coming quickly? The second woe is past. Behold, the third woe, World War III, is coming shortly. You can see it. All right? Let's watch this. I started it from basically from the top.
Hey everybody, Johnstone, don't speak news. This is World War III Angelica by Dennis Cameron, Christian musician and artist. These are scenes that we could very well see play out very soon.
Okay.
Where do we begin today? I mean, because as you can see, I've got tabs pulled up all over the place. So we'll just begin over here. The European Union, the EU chief, well, she's calling the Nord Stream attack sabotage, which of course it is, and we'll prove it to you here in a second. But she's warning of the strongest possible response. Well, coming from Europe, I'm sure that'll be, won't be much. So the European Commission chief, Ursula von der Leyen, she confirmed the Nord Stream pipeline system leaks were caused by sabotage and warned of the strongest possible response should active European energy infrastructure be attacked. Well, it already has been. So earlier, Danish Prime Minister Mette Frederiksen described the three separate leaks on NS1 and NS2 as deliberate acts, adding, it's hard to imagine that it's accidental. Indeed, it is. On Monday, Swedish seismologists reported the detection of underwater explosions, shortly after which large patches of roiling gas, I should say, could be seen on the surface in the same area. So, as rumors swirl over who's responsible for the incident, one message it sent was clear. Vital systems are vulnerable to attack. The most important message that somebody wants to send is what one is capable of doing with an offline pipeline. It can also be done with active pipelines or undersea cables or other infrastructure. Yeah, like internet cables could be sliced, and then a whole country or maybe even a continent could be without internet. Just saying.
Who did it? Who done it? Okay, what's going on? I speak as a man.
In response, Denmark and Norway announced increased security around their energy infrastructure. And Norway, now Europe's most important producer of gas and oil, imagine that, called for increased vigilance by all operators and vessel owners. Yeah, because you're probably going to be targeted next, because guess what just happened to pop up? Right when this pipeline exploded. So Nord Stream 1 and 2 are out of commission, right? And then this one just happened to be activated at the same time, or the day before, actually. So the Baltic Pipe gas pipeline opens, connecting Norway and Poland. And so this has been the objective all along, to get off of Russian gas and onto Norway's gas.
This is World War III news.
Or, in other words, more expensive Western gas with more profits for the West. That's what's happening here. There are no coincidences, guys. These pipelines were blown up for very good reasons, and a lot of them economic too. And power. Baltic Pipe gas pipeline opens, connecting Norway and Poland. So the leaders of Poland, Denmark, and Norway officially launched the Baltic Pipe gas pipeline as a key step on the way for Poland and the whole of Europe to cut energy dependence on Russia. Well, yeah, they should have thought about that a long time ago. But anyway, this pipeline was inaugurated at an opening ceremony in Poland with Polish President Duda and Prime Minister Mateusz Morawiecki, Danish Prime Minister Mette Frederiksen, and Norwegian Energy Minister Terje Aasland. The era of Russian domination in the field of gas is coming to an end. The era that was marked by blackmail, threats, and extortion, they say, we must do everything we can do to eliminate energy as an instrument of Russian power. Well, as we figured, they're already blaming Russia for blowing up their own gas supplies, and that's how they're justifying this new pipeline being so coincidentally opening at the same time this happens, right? Guys, think about it for a second. Russia has no reason to blow up their own gas pipelines to Europe. If they want to shut off the gas, they don't have to go that far. They can just turn off the taps. Like Gonzalo Lira said in his video yesterday, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. Well, they just righty-tighty that valve, and guess what? There's no more gas for Europe, so they have no reason to blow up their own pipelines. And so that makes no sense, but that's what they're going to try and spin anyway as more justification for, war with Russia, or expanding the war. And just over here on War News 24/7, similar story. The U.S. blows up the Nord Stream pipelines, dismantles Germany, and brings Poland in as a continental great power. So what we're watching here is Germany's geopolitical degradation and destruction, really. So the world has entered a new phase of escalation of the global energy war after the Russian pipelines Nord Stream 1 and 2 were blown up. Russian analysts of the powerful Russian International Affairs Council appear confident the blowing up of the pipelines was a plan executed by the U.S. The aim is geopolitical degradation, if not the dissolution of Germany and the rise of Poland as a continental great power. We remind you that yesterday, as reported by War News 24/7, shortly before the explosions in the Nord Stream, the president of Poland and the prime ministers of Poland and Denmark inaugurated the Baltic pipeline, which will transport 10 billion cubic meters of Norwegian natural gas to Poland every year and enable Warsaw to become 100% independent of Russian gas. A few days ago, Poland demanded a mammoth 1.3 trillion euro reparation package from Germany for World War II. So what will ultimately be left of today's Germany? That's a good question. Poland now is now a crucial energy hub. So as the Russian International Affairs Council reports, this terrorist attack on Russia's Nord Stream pipelines destroyed any possibility of a Russia-Germany energy rapprochement and immediately capitulated Poland into the position of one of the continent's most pivotal energy hubs, thereby driving the plans of the Anglo-American Axis to divide and rule Europe to the next level. The attack does indeed serve Poland's greater interest for this very reason, even if she was probably not behind what happened or had prior knowledge of it. Suspicion must fall on her Anglo-American Axis allies. Indeed it must. Because 2 weeks before the explosions on the Nord Stream, strange activity of NATO aircraft and ships was noticed in that area. So the strange activity of NATO was noticed shortly before the explosions at the Nord Stream, after the Swedish authorities confirmed the fact of at least 2 explosions on the Nord Stream pipelines. Journalists and OSINT specialists managed to find out that just 2 weeks before the explosion, extremely strange and very high ship activity was observed in the area where the explosions occurred, and NATO aviation. This may indicate the involvement of the West in what happened, in fact, an act of state terrorism. It is, guys, because how they blew this up and where they blew it up at, and these different points, requires submarines of an advanced nature. You can't put divers that deep. So this has nothing to do with frogmen, as they're insinuating over here on the Daily Mail, which is absolutely ridiculous. What would you expect from them, right? Anyway, at the moment, it is known that on September 13th, 2022, NATO aircraft and helicopters flew over the area where the explosions on the Nord Stream pipeline occurred. The flight path of the aircraft is very strange, since the latter clearly did not patrol the region, but were aimed specifically at certain objects in the Baltic Sea. Moreover, on September 2nd, i.e., in fact 3 weeks before the incident, NATO helicopters were also in the region, circling just above the points where the explosions occurred on the branches of the Nord Stream.
All right, good enough. We see what's going on. Well, I had my theory, but now everything is wide open. Hey, it could have been Poland. But now what we are looking for now, where's the first micronuke going to be detonated? I say Poland. Who's going to do it? Either Poland or Babylon the Great, known as America. All right, and get this war popping off. Okay? Because as we can see, NATO is driving this whole thing. NATO, the EU, and the daughter of Babylon are forcing this war. Yeah, they got, apparently, they don't need Nord Stream. They got other pipelines going online as we speak. All right, so that's enough on that. This is good for today. Hey, there's always tomorrow. Let's get this real quick. What is this? Look at 15. Let's just read 16. Second Ezra 15 and 16. For there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Hey, Vlad Putin is a king. He's the king of the East. He's the king of Russia. Nobody gives a shit about the honey badger over here. And he's about to tear shit up in World War III. Thus saith the Lord. All right? So with that, we'll cut it right there. And we hope that the elect, your brothers and few sisters, were edified. Until tomorrow, shalom.